Hi and welcome to my first ever YouTube video, at least a long form YouTube video. I've been not here on this platform for a while, but I've always posted content mostly on YouTube Shorts, which were just pretty much reposted from my Instagram channel or TikTok channel. So I thought it's the time of year where everyone is looking for some ideas, for some inspiration. Everyone is taking a peek at what other people are using, just in case they find something that will serve them. Hence the reason why I thought to stop dilly-dallying about this idea and actually get to it, because I actually started the year just with these two. So this is the cousin and this is my weeks, and as you can see I now have a whole load more, and looking at September, the new Hobonichi release, I will be adding more into this collection. So just a quick preview of what's what. So I will start with my Hobonichi. It's my memory keeper. So this is the planner that's always shown on Instagram, and this is the only planner that pretty much gets shown on Instagram. And yeah, so this is just my memory keeper, and this is where I like to play with my stickers and create spreads. I do spend some time, quality time, putting into this, because this is like my creative outlet, and I do genuinely enjoy this system. If I didn't, obviously I wouldn't be doing it. So yeah, so this is something that I've done last year, and something that I will definitely be looking to do in the coming years. And just to show you, I've tried using the weeks for some time, but I very quickly fell off it, and then as you can see the decorations went off. This was just me testing the sticker sheets, and eventually I just completely stopped. I've tried a different thing, didn't work either, and then I just gave up, because it's not something that at this point in time I need. Same with the monthly layout. Yeah, it's something that I don't need, so I never started using them. So yeah, that's so the cousin is mostly used for my memory keeper, and that's how it will forever be used. And at one point I did think, well, since I'm not using the months and I'm not using the weeks, maybe I just get a simple notebook and then I'll go from there, and that's what I use for my memory keeper. But this is a Hobonichi notebook, which I'm using for my commonplace. I've not used it a whole lot, but I do enjoy this process, and I will be using it when I do finally have more time for it. And again, this is a Hobonichi notebook that I'm using for this purpose, and as you can see in the notebook, the grid goes all the way from the top to the bottom and from the edge to the edge. And in the cousin there is this little bit for the date, and then there's a margin here, and then there is obviously this space here. I have the Japanese version, but I think for going forward I will get the English version, because I actually enjoy reading this here and there. Like if, for example, I'm decorating my page and I just, a glimpse at it, sometimes I find it interesting. Not always, but yeah. So anyway, my point is that as much as I never use this, I completely disregard this timeline, and I never use this for what it's meant for. I use it as a normal notebook page, and everything else just gets disregarded. I do like the fact that there are these separations, and it makes the whole A5 page slightly smaller than what it is in a normal notebook. And yes, I could possibly make some lines and make it similar or some sort, But at this point in time, it's not something I need in my life. I don't need another thing that I'm just going to spend time drawing lines. This works, and I'll just stick with it. As they say, don't fix what's not broken, and this is definitely the case with my Hobonichi. FYI, sorry for the road noise. It is baking hot today. I've already turned off the fan, and I am not willing to close the window for the noise perspective. So, going back to the journals. So as you can see, I am a fan of A5 because it's very easy and comfortable to write on. I don't need to worry about my hand hanging off or anything like that. And I've tried and tested a few different notebooks, and I just absolutely hate the paper. Even if it's Tomoriva paper, the paper just does not compare to the Hobonichi whatsoever, okay? And I just, as once again, I will repeat, do not change or fix what's not broken, and this isn't broken. I love the paper, so I'll just stick with it, at least for the main bulk of it. So this is my little Dear Diary situation, so I'm not going to show you the inside. I don't write a whole lot in it because I don't necessarily need to, and as much as my cousin is a happy memory situation where I can possibly in the future show this to my kids, and they can read it through, like, oh, here you go, this is what we've been doing. This is my more negative area of life, where I just want to moan, or I'm just not happy with something, and everything like that would go here. And then this is another one that unfortunately I cannot show you the inside, but this is just plain and boring. It's nothing nice inside. It's just scribbles of my mostly maths related to the business, so anything that I need to finalize in terms of pricing and so on goes through here prior to it going to on the computer and on the website. So those are those. So that's this stack, and let's move that aside. I just lost some of the footage because my storage was playing up. Yeah, that's a little issue of a small business owner who has too many product pictures and videos. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about my weeks, and what I want to say about this is that I was using it up until March, and then I just stopped because I just didn't feel the need for it, and therefore that's why it's more than half empty. I was enjoying decorating it and doing the tracking systems. That was quite fun, but I suppose it's just not something that I really needed, and that's why I just fell off using it. And in the previous year, I've used Wix as my memory keeper because it was the first year coming back into journaling, and I just wanted something small, something not too big, as big as a A5. Hence why I've gone for the Wix, and it's been great. I love looking back. We've done a lot last year, not the year before, no, last year. And yeah, it's fantastic. And one thing that I really enjoyed doing in Wix was the monthly favorites, and that's something that I really miss doing, and I wish I would have done that in this year 2026 Wix, but I didn't do it. Once again, storage issues, but let's hope that I pick up where I left off. So yeah, this is something that I really missed, and it's just short little snippets of, that's me by the way, in case you're curious of my face, that I will probably never really show around here. It's just a lot more convenient to make this kind of videos rather than be a face on and worry about all of those aspects that come with it. Anyways, because I've missed this, the idea is to utilize my currently empty original TN, which has the Show Little Happiness insert, but I'm also awaiting some graded notebook inserts, so it's this or that. Either one will work, I suppose. whichever one feels more comfortable, that's the one I'll stick with. So that's the plan for this. So that brings us to the little passport size DN, and this is just my list taking. So that brings us to the passport size DN, and this is just plain and simple, just for my note taking, and there's not much more to it. And since I am most likely not going to be used weeks as my planner, this is a space that I will be looking to utilize more for any sort of daily planning, weekly planning, anything I may need that needs to come out of my head and go onto paper. So this is where it would go. And then that brings us to my Hobonichi notebook in A6 size, and this is my little my daughter's homeschool planner, essentially. Sorry, no, not planner, journal. So yeah, so this is just something that I have come up with this idea not that long ago, and I've decided to backlog. So I've been backlogging. So this is just like not like everyday homeschool. This is more big events and big activities and big going out kind of thing. So I still have it filled out. I just need to do the writing parts, and then that will be up to date. And that brings us to the last one, which is my, again, Hobonichi notebook in A6, and this is my ink journal. So I've organized it with the tabs. These are the, I believe it's the Hobonichi tabs. I honestly can't remember. I think so. Anyway, they didn't have all the colors, so I've used some other one, and then I just use a permanent marker or paint, something like that, to create the silver and the yellow, because that's inks that I will be looking to have at some point. So as you can see, I was heavy-handed at some points. But yeah, it's just my ink swatching journal. You know, it's something that I've recently really got into, and I've been really enjoying. Back at the beginning, I was just like, no, just a black old pen and I'm fine. But now I'm enjoying all the colorful inks, and it's super fun. So yeah, so that's my ink swatching journal, and that's everything in my collection. So going forward, for the 2027 releases from the Hobonichi, what I will definitely be getting is another Hobonichi cousin. Still not sure about the weeks, we'll see how that goes. Definitely some more A6 notebooks, and then definitely some more A5 notebooks. And that's simply because I truly love day paper, and I'm happy to stick with that paper for all sorts of journaling needs I may ever need. Hence why I just want to stick to Hobonichi paper notebooks, and they will basically serve me for whatever that may be. One notebook that's on my wish list to start is, it's a fun idea that I've heard somewhere, I believe on Instagram maybe, I really can't remember. There was a lady who was talking about a journal called Rage on the Page, and as the name suggests, is just it's just Rage on the Page. So it's quite similar to my, Dear Diary situation. I suppose it's a lot more heavy, so I don't know if I necessarily need both. I suppose time will tell. But yeah, other than that, another idea that I have is the Hobonichi 5-year journal, and the whole concept came from, again, somewhere that I've seen someone mention, to use it as a growth journal. So where there are 2 pages in the 5-year, where there's the dailies, and then you've got a day space for each year, so 5 spots on the left page, and then on the right page is just one gridded page. And my idea of using it is, I think where I saw it was someone who created a journal like that, and they were selling it. So basically it's that concept but in the Hobonichi form. So my idea would be to use a prompt on the right side. So I would write it out on the right side, and then each year that day I would go and answer that prompt, and that prompt would be related to personal growth. So it would, over the time in those 5 years, I would see later down the line how I have grown, how I have answered each of those prompts, perhaps differently, perhaps the same. It really differs. I can imagine it being answered differently because as we grow and we age, we do look at things in a different perspective. So I'm pretty sure I would write it a bit differently, hence why I am tempted to start that. So I'm pretty sure if I do, it's probably going to be something that I may share. But anything to do with my creative outlets, I am more than happy to share, because as much as it's personal, I don't think it's necessarily a secret. So I'm happy for it to be available. So if you would want a yearly flip through, if that can come out correctly out of my mouth, I'm more than happy to do that. Obviously we don't have a full year here, but I can just do a flip through, like a half a year flip through, and then we can do another one when I finish it. I'm more than happy to do that. So do let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and just be easy on me, because it's the first video that I've created. So hopefully you like it. If you do, I would really appreciate you leaving a comment or anything positive or perhaps negative. I'm more than happy to hear the negative thoughts as well, so that I can learn from it. And yeah, I hope you liked it, and hopefully I will speak to you soon, and it won't be too long till I come up with an idea for another video, because as much as it was daunting and it was very I did a lot of dilly-dallying, as I said at the beginning, because first I was like, oh, should I do a face on, should I do a face off, should I do this, should I do that? I'm always conscious about my hands, whether my nails are done or not. But then I thought, you know what, if I don't start, I'll probably never start. So here it is. I've been gardening today, so yeah, dismiss my hands. But yeah, I hope you like it, and that's all for now. Thanks.